No?
Let's talk about how you guys suck at losing weight.
You know what, George, though, man? It's like I still know that I'm going to win it.
Oh, my God.
And you know what? And you know what's going to happen? We're going to go back.
My God.
We're going to go back, and it's
My
going
God.
I'll say that I gave you guys like a month head start.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I gave you guys 3 months start.
I gave you guys like a 3-month head start, and I still won.
Bro, for you to lose, all I got to do is start sending fucking food flyers to your house. You're done.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Just Us Dads. Thank you so much for tuning in to another Dadversation.
Welcome to Just Fat Dads.
Just Fat Dads.
They just don't want to lose any fucking weight.
We're changing the title of our podcast, Just Fat Dads. No, thanks for tuning in, guys. And if this is the first time you're tuning in, head on over to YouTube, subscribe, because we are trying to grow that channel. And if you're active on all the other platforms, do us a favor and subscribe there as well. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the audio platforms. We're all over the place, and we're just waiting for you to support us, subscribe, and like our content. We do appreciate that. The guys are both here, Chris and George. Right before we recorded, we're talking about how our diet is going. As you guys know, we have a competition. It's underway. Chris is still in the positives. I'm in the minus. I'm -5, and George so far is kicking our ass. He's -17. 17 or 14? You said
17.
-7 or 17?
17.
Oh, 17.
-17 today. We'll see tomorrow.
Wow, -17. Fuck.
He's ahead. He's ahead.
I could have been -5 or 4, but I had Stratos Pizza in Quebec City. Stratos.
Because it's pizza, you are forgiven. I mean, I think that's one of the food that nobody's gonna tell you, what the hell did you do, man? It's fucking pizza. Like, you know, no, like anyone crumbles in front of pizza, man.
Pizza is like my fast food I can never say no to it.
The fast food amistad. You know what we're gonna do? The strategy with Chris, you're just gonna be getting random deliveries at home. You won't know.
That's how you beat Chris.
And you know what? I can never throw away food. You know that.
Yeah, neither could George, especially if it's pizza.
I got a big freezer, baby.
Yeah, it's like 6 p.m. Ding dong. Yeah, sir, your pizza all paid for.
I've actually like put donuts in the freezer.
So have I.
Yeah.
Do they lose the? I've never done that.
No,
but,
some things even taste better when you take them back out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to know the science behind that, honestly.
And they come out a little more moist.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, there you have it. Small little update. It's still a long race. We have until the end of December, I think, December 17th. Anything can happen. So, you know, Chris is confident that he's going to bounce back. We just don't believe it. But who knows? Look, we're not going to...
Look, just put it on the record that you guys have had...
We've all had.
A month head start. And I'm still gonna win. And like I said,
so what were those pictures you were sending us of your calves and your biceps? That was when you trying. You haven't started yet.
That was me trying to inspire.
Sure.
It was me trying to inspire.
This is your month. That's George's month, and this is my month.
Did you hear that? That was me trying to inspire me.
That was me trying to inspire me. And like I said before, it's like because you guys you have a head start, and I'm still gonna win.
Start. You were working out too. Remember, your reading philosophy was part of your preparation. It was part of your month.
You're right. But like I said, I wish to win, but I sincerely hope you guys lose.
Yeah.
And I told you it's gonna happen. It's just I'm taking a different route.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I'm going the spiritual way.
You need it all. You need it all. Psychology.
You need everything. Look, man, -17, man, is a long.
Yeah, that's a good one.
For us
When
to catch up on.
George, when you said that, it scared me.
Yeah,
I heard your voice.
That's a big number.
It cracked. What happened?
17 pounds is a good number, man.
I am convinced, and we're gonna do the proper verification at the very end, because I believe that George sent us a picture of the scale that he took like maybe 2 years ago. It was a higher number. He knew what he was doing. So
I had a different phone.
Yeah.
So you'll see the date. You'll see the date.
We'll check. We'll check the date.
We'll check the provenance.
Yeah.
You won't need to check anything because I'm winning. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna check. What would you need to check?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh my god! And
yeah, look.
Aside from losing weight, there's a race. You guys have started buying your exclusive plates.
We're done.
We're going to places and they're fucking wiped out clean.
I'm gonna tell you exactly where
I went to 3 places for a white fucking duotech.
No. Go. There's one.
89 cents. Nobody has it.
I went next to your house. Actually, it's called.
Don't tell people where I live.
No. It's close to your house. I'll tell you where it is. I didn't know the store existed. My wife saw it somewhere. Someone posted something on social media, and she saw it, and then she verified, and we saw that it was close. It's in Delson. Okay. So it's close to you. It's close to your house, and we went in, dude. Like, I don't know, 40 minutes. Bam, bam, out. We have everything. We got everything.
Nice.
Yeah, and so yeah, I'm actually shocked that we got everything, because normally these things they can last a while. Not for school, because this is our first time, right? It's the first time she's going to grade 1, but last year too in kindergarten they had a bunch of shit that, like, I don't remember us having to buy crap in fucking.
We did, man. I remember we had to go to.
Our parents just didn't buy them
in kindergarten.
No, kindergarten, you're right. Not that much, but Socrati, grade 1, grade 2.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm talking about kindergarten. All we needed was a lunchbox. It was like
you would go to Zubri and you'd be with your parents going around the aisles, and then you'd have other parents going with their kids around the aisles. Did you find this? Yeah, I found that. It's there. And I remember that. And that little, remember that it was like a notebook with the 3 little fish. Remember that one?
Yeah, it still exists.
It still exists. Yeah.
It still exists. It's long.
Yeah.
It's like 8.5 by 14 or something, whatever it is.
It's like, unless somebody tells you to buy that, you will never choose that on your own. Ever. You just would never buy that. Somebody has to force you to buy
that. Yeah. And then you had the other the notebooks. I don't know why my mom used to always get the 32-page ones because they were cheaper. And I was always envious of the kids that had the 80-page ones.
The 80-page one probably costs less per page.
I don't know what it is, man, but it costs more. So
but it's always like that. The parents, it's always the cheapest. What is the cheapest alternative? Quick. Don't even ask questions. It's a pencil. Like, you know, what could be the difference between that and that one, you know? Get the cheapest one and you're fine.
Yeah, I would have the the HB pencil, whatever they're called. But the cheap ones have the eraser that sucks. It's a crappy eraser. You know, you erase and it smudges everything rather than erasing it.
And the metal ring is never like tight enough to hold the eraser. It just wobbles everywhere.
And you need to sharpen it like all the time. And every time you sharpen it keeps breaking. Yeah.
You sharpen it and you can pull out the point by itself. Just comes right off.
Yeah.
But so you guys almost done, George?
Yeah.
Wait, your young one now is going to kindergarten or grade 1?
Grade 1.
Okay, they're okay.
We're 1 and 3.
Yeah, so I want to know what Chris's reality is, because it's high school, and high school, it's not the same high school like when we were in high school, where essentially it was the same thing like elementary school. It was the same supplies. It's notebooks, maybe the big binders we had, but now things have changed. Now it's like a digital stuff.
Yeah. We had to get a Chromebook or something, Chromeboy, whatever it's called.
Chromebook, like a computer.
A Chromebook, yeah. But to get that, so we upgraded from
that specific one, or any laptop would do.
That's the software they use.
That's the one we had to get. And the clothes are like ridiculously expensive, like $80 for pants.
don't you appreciate the fact that he had a uniform in elementary school?
Well, even now he has a uniform.
Oh, there's a uniform.
Yeah, but you're not gonna buy one pair of pants. You're gonna buy like two. You're gonna buy Bermudas. You're gonna buy shirts. Then there's the shirts and t-shirts for gym. Then you have his soccer stuff, right? Because he's in sport études. So half the day soccer, half the day school. So yeah, it's a lot of money. But at least it's okay for the little one because we have everything. My wife's a teacher, right?
Yeah.
So we have a million of everything.
How do you have a million? Like does Alex just go and like slowly throughout the year she just stocks up on the stuff?
Alex will buy an eraser today. We'll buy one next week. In 2 weeks, she'll think she lost it. She'll buy 3 more. And then because she went to buy erasers, she's going to buy pencils. And then it's like, why not buy those too? Basically, Alex come back with big bags of like everything. So we have everything.
Yeah, but that's the advantage of having a teacher for a wife because you know exactly what you need for every year.
You know what's not useful and you could skip it.
No, wait, okay, you don't understand. This is the difference. Alex doesn't buy based on the list. It's not like she has a list and goes and buys things. Alex buys everything in the store in case she needs it.
And you never use it.
And she never uses it. And then she forgot. Like, honestly, there was, guys, one day, I was picking up this, I was trying to put some order. And I went in that closet where she keeps all her stuff for school. And I'm not kidding. You guys remember the glue? Prit.
Yeah,
Remember Prit?
Yeah, the orange glue.
Yeah. You know how many of those she had?
12 pack.
No. Forget, not in a pack. Like how many individual ones?
17.
No, that's crazy. She had 7 of them. There were 7.
We have 4. Not counting what was at school. We just had 4 at home.
Now for pencils, if I ask you how many pencils does she have, it's in the thousands.
Yeah, well, there you have to buy the whole pack.
Yeah, thousands. Pencils. Everywhere.
But on the first day of school, they got to all be new.
But it's
So laptop, books, man, it's crazy. I mean,
I have to go get a loan.
I have to remortgage.
I have to call the bank and say, look, I need a line of credit.
I need financing.
Financing.
No, but you know what's crazy? When we were done with school completely, like we're talking about university now, the computers was still not in the classrooms. Like Chris, you've seen it because you teach, so you probably saw this transition.
Yeah.
But for like me or George, whatever, the time that we, since the time that we left, the education when we're done with it, that wasn't there.
Yeah.
And now that's the only thing that's there.
Well, it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. Like you can't have kids running around with books like this big in volumes. It doesn't make sense. It's counterproductive.
It's not a necessity anymore.
Yeah.
And you're never going to need to buy a book like this because you're going to read 4 chapters. Things have changed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not what the teacher just emails the.
Well, you have PDFs. Yeah, you have certain things like go here and download this. You have exactly what you need. There is books for reference, and like you can read it if you want. But it's no longer buying useless books that you're never going to use.
But it's probably cheaper. It's probably cheaper for the schools as well. I remember all the textbooks that they had to print. We would have to buy them, obviously, but still, why go through that whole process of printing?
Yeah, it's a different process. You have your agenda, you have your calendar. You could download things. You have USB keys. You could transfer files quick. So I get it. It's just that it's expensive. Yeah.
How are the kids' attention span? Like you're in classroom. You're in the classroom now. You have I'm thinking of university or college, whatever. But even high school, you have a classroom of 25, 30 kids. All you see are just laptops open in front of them. You don't even see the kid's face anymore.
That's not bad, because there's a lot of people that take notes on Word, right? Like we used to take notes on paper. A lot of people now, they type very, very fast, and they're able to look at you and they just type all their notes, which is and then they could print them. It's good. It works for some people. But yeah, the attention span is maybe not there. There's a lot of people.
I wonder. This must exist. Like, I'm sure if I look at it, it'll exist. I don't know if people are listening. They're going to think we're fucking stupid here. But there has to be like a software that transcribes audio.
Yeah, of course.
So the teacher, you just put your mic on. The teacher talks. Let it go.
They have voice to text.
Oh my god, dude! I would be the most lazy student today.
Well, you know what? People have recorded the sessions forever. They just put a tape recorder and just tape the whole thing.
Yeah. I record like all my classes. All my lectures are recorded. Like somewhere in the cloud, you can go and download all my lectures with visuals. And even when we were doing it with the Zoom, everything was recorded. So I would draw something or I would explain something. It's there. It's there forever. That's how I'm thinking of actually recording classes and putting them on like Udemy or Skillshare and stuff like that. Like I have the content anyway. Why not?
Yeah,
you know. But that's not bad. Like being in class and having people behind their laptops is not a bad idea because it's a different dynamic. You can do different things. You could be like, guys, go to the YouTube, go search that, boom, watch that video, let's comment. Instead of like, okay, go home. When you go home, check this out, and in 2 days, none of that. It's live. We need to check something out. Let's say we're not sure about a theorem, or to give credit to the guy who came up with the theorem. Let's say, can somebody check it? Go. You know what I mean? So you get cool. It's
more efficient.
Yeah, it's more efficient. It's a different dynamic. What really sucked?
It's still fresh in your mind.
Yeah, absolutely. What really sucked was Zoom, because at the beginning, a lot of the kids didn't want to leave their cameras on. So you're on Zoom and you have maybe 25 empty squares. You have 25 black squares with a name.
Yeah, that makes you feel like you're talking about.
And then I just said, guys, you know what? No, like you can't do that. Not with me.
Kind of like this.
Yeah, it was just like that. Like 25 little squares like that. So that was weird.
Wow. So is your son now like nervous? Is he asking questions? Is he like what's the mindset like?
He doesn't express much, but he's it's gonna be the first time he's gonna be taking the bus. He's gonna be walking himself.
He's gonna be. He went from being a big fish in a small pond to a little fish in a bigger pond.
Bigger pond. Yeah.
Intimidating. Very intimidating. Yeah, I remember my first year of high school.
I got him with Nick Drosso. I got him like I think 10 lessons self-defense for kids.
Yeah,
and I saw a couple of them. It's interesting stuff. It's good stuff. Yeah. It's not like go fight. It's like if you're in a bad situation, this is what you do. How do you fall? Where do you hit on the knees? Protect yourself. Go find the walls behind you. You know what I mean? Things like that. Yeah.
It's just about awareness. Yeah. And have you done the route yet? Like, have you done the route yet with him?
Yeah. And we're gonna do it next week again. But it's gonna be him leading this time. Because there's bus and there's a walk, right? Because he has to walk from the stadium where they practice to school and back. He's gonna get used to it, man. As long as he doesn't have his earphones on and like have a phone, because I see a lot of this. A lot of people they're into their phones and they walk on the sidewalks like ghosts.
Yeah.
More like zombies.
Yeah.
And it's like that's the best way to get hit and get things stolen from you.
Stolen. Exactly. But so you got him a phone? No. Are you going to?
It's a big debate right now.
You're going to.
George is signing off on it.
Wait
till you feel a little worried. You're gonna go fucking buy him.
No, you know what? Yeah, look, there's good points to buy them, and there's also good points not to buy them. At this point, it won't be used as a tool. It's going to be used as a stupid device. I don't think I need to track him. If he really needs to call me, like all his other friends have a phone. I don't want him to think that I'm tracking him all the time either. I want to give him that trust too. And I don't think he should have a phone. I don't know. I'm not convinced yet, but I'm not saying I'm not going to buy it. It's still a debate, and I'm not 100% on it. My wife wants to get him one. Obviously, a mommy wants to get their son a phone to track him.
Well,
like if it were up to mommies, they would put chips.
She sees how many of them actually have one at like 7, 8, 9, and 10 years old.
Yeah, that to me is yeah.
I know, but I remember inviting my son's friend over, and he showed up with a tablet and a phone.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? What is a 7-year-old, like 8, 9, whatever? Like,
It used to be the older brothers, which used to be one of the parents' cell phones, and it gets handed down, and he just has fun with it. So then they want to ask me to watch a little TV show before the friend left. They put on something on the Netflix or something. I don't remember what it was. And then I come around and they got Netflix on the TV, and the kid put on YouTube on his phone and another YouTube thing on his other phone. And I'm like, yo, pick one of the three. You're one of the three. The rest is unacceptable. I told him sorry.
No, at that age, man, like it's a hard no. Like
no, they do it too. They do it too. What you just said, George Panusi. I see. There's one screen with a video game on. There's one screen with like this chat thing, and then there's another screen with a YouTube playing.
And in the background, there's a music playing too.
Yeah, it's just too much. It's just too much. No, and then we wonder why they can't concentrate.
Yeah, no.
There's so much like stimuli. It's everywhere.
No, I'm not saying it's not happening. I'm saying for me, it's a hard no. Like that can't.
What's a hard no? The phone?
Yeah. Like,
yeah. I'm more on the no. I might get convinced.
No. But what I'm saying is that once you reach high school, then I won't lie to you, man. I would have it for the tracking. I'm not to look like obsessively like where is she, like where's she going, but just to know that at any point in time, if just where are you? I want to know, like where are you? Don't worry about it. Like I'm not gonna fucking follow you or track you or surprise you. I just want to know where you are. The same way that back in our day, man, we had obviously we had to have quarters on us all the time. And it's like we would leave school. I had to call my dad. Hey, I'm going over to Chris's house. Okay, bye, child. They knew where I was all the time.
That's what I want. It's exactly what you're saying. It's like if you need something, go find a way to get it to me. Yeah. Like I don't want you to depend always on this device for everything. Right. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying when he's older, I'm not, and I'm not saying he'll never need a phone. I just find that at this point, if it's just for the tracking, then you don't need the phone.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
You know what I mean? You have your tablet, your Chrome book, whatever it's called. You're going to be at school between this time and this time. You're on the field. There's dedicated, allocated times.
He's going to need it to keep up with his social life. He's going to make you feel guilty about it.
Yeah, you might. And you know what?
That's when it's going to hurt you, when you're going to see that he's left out or not part of the circle.
Yeah, look, if I see that, it's really, that's what I'm saying. It's not a hard no for me. And it's like, it's a no for now. It's a temporary no. And I know there's a debate about it. And I know I could be convinced, and I'm not closed-minded, and I'm not an idiot either. But at this point, it's like, I don't know. Not yet.
I know what it is. Look, the thing is, you when people get it's a new step in their evolution. We're afraid to create more work for ourselves, man. And that's where we hesitate, because we have to coach them so it doesn't go down the wrong path. And it's more work for us. It's easier not to need to coach them and just let them live the way they're living.
Yeah.
It's more maintenance for us, and we're reluctant for that.
So you're saying get them the phone because it's easier not to explain to them why they shouldn't have it.
No, I'm just saying they do need it. We just don't want them to need it.
Yeah, I don't want them to need it. I don't want them to depend on it.
I had my pager at 17 and my first cell phone at 19. My mom did not have anything near that at those same ages.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't.
And they helped me tremendously socially and around my circles. I wasn't the odd man out.
Yeah.
It sucks to feel like the odd man out. It sucks.
Yeah, but that wouldn't really be the selling point for me.
I'm not saying it's a selling point. I'm just saying there's a transition point, and their transition point is just sooner because this shit's been around for 30 years now.
Yeah. Well, look, I've even had a different discussion with other people where it's like a lot of people won't even let them take the bus. There's a lot of people that they still bring their kids. Their kids are 17 and they bring them to school by car.
Are they afraid, or what is it? Is it like they're overprotective kind of thing, or?
Well, it's the same idea. When you start thinking, I need to, like you said it before, I need to know exactly where he is at all times. That's not a good thing, because you want to trust him. He is going to lie to you, and you want to build a relationship around that. You don't want to be like, oh, I caught you. I tricked you. I'm tracking you here so you can't lie to me. Because there's going to be a point where you're going to have to respect his privacy, and you can't be tracking him. So you don't want him to think that that's the way to do it. And at the same time, you want to give him little responsibilities.
And it teaches them It teaches them not to do things they can't get away with.
Yeah. So it's for me, it's, like I would never drive my kid every day to school at 17. I find it's like it makes, I don't see it.
No.
It's like, I'll teach you how to go. I'll tell you a few things the first time. Okay, you be careful here. Watch this. This means this. That means that. Be aware. Don't miss your stop. Stop here. Like, you know what? If you have some time, maybe walk this. If you don't, take. You know what I mean? It's like,
what you should teach him. Because I went through some of this shit. Is how to act if he's intimidated. If he feels somebody's eyeballing him. Or targeting him to.
We go through all that.
Teach him how to find a crowd. Run into a store, get.
Absolutely, that he knows because he started going to the store by himself like 3 years ago, 4. In the lane,
but when you're in a bus or a metro coming back from somewhere further away than usual for whatever reason, and there's kids just see you vulnerable by yourself, a little younger than them, and they're like, "Yeah, we can grab this kid for whatever." You have to know how to handle that because you're going to be often looked at as a target, and it's what you choose to do next that gets you out of or to completely avoid the.
So I know it sounds weird, but I want to put him in situations where he's there and he's learning about it. I don't want to have to protect him like all his life from it. It's like, we're not going to mention anything. No. It's like, all this exists. Go out there, be careful. The world is a good place, but it could be bad. And you know what? Just have a little head on your shoulders and be careful. But I'm not gonna walk around with a bubble.
Yeah, I had a friend like that, man. We worked. I worked.
And sorry, George. Sorry to interrupt you. A lot of people disagree with me. A lot of people. It's like, oh no way.
It's not logical for them for that you're not so as overprotective as they are.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just a choice. It's a value. It's a different value. Man. It's but I agree that they want to do that, and I respect that they would do that. It just I don't see how it helps.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't.
What were you saying, George, about the guy you knew?
It was what Chris was describing. We worked, right by Westmount. He used to come up Guy Street, and because from the exit he took to avoid the traffic where his kids went to high school, which was off Queen Mary, one of the private schools up there. And then he would drive back down to Westmount to come to work, and he was always late. And I'm like, just drop them off at Guy Metro. It's right there. It's a 2-3 stops. They walk a block, and that's where the school is. Oh no. I'm like, dude, it's packed with people. There's cameras. They're safe. Like it's the morning. It's rush hour. They're probably going to see other students they know and line up with them. It's even better. Let them. The guy was. It was no way. There was no way. And I couldn't even get through to him like a little. There was absolutely no possibility.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, man.
But also,
I took the bus when I was 8, and I lied to my parents.
When did I take public transport? I don't think I took public transport. I think it was high school for me. That was the
everybody gets the bus pass. We're all excited for you.
Yeah, no, but even that is an adventure.
No kidding. It's like it's the equivalent of getting a car at 12.
That's right.
You get a car at 18. Your bus pass at 12 is that power, man.
You're gonna discover new things, new people, weird things, good things, interesting things, intriguing things. You're gonna see exactly. You're gonna witness the world in a different setting.
And we had to protect that bus card, man. Remember, it's like I can't lose it. It's gotta make it to the end of the month.
I got jumped for mine by 7 guys. I got jumped, and I went to elementary school with 3 of them. They never got it. That's all I'm going to say about that story.
What the Sec 1, Chris? Do you remember what the bus pass cost in '93?
I think it was $17.
$15.50.
No, it was cheaper. It was cheaper. I remember
$14.50.
Yeah, something like that.
14.15 rings a bell. Yeah, somewhere there.
Yeah, could be that. You're right. Could be that.
What does it cost now?
$180.
Get the hell out of here.
No.
Actually, no, you're not wrong. If you're using the public transport system off island, I think you go as high as that. If you're just on the island, I think it's like $100
for the month. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, but you're taking buses.
Inflation, man. Everything went up.
You gotta pay the employees who are unionized.
$100 for a monthly pass. That's why parents drive their
You
kids.
gotta update. You have to upgrade the equipment.
It costs them
Bro,
George,
$100 to save yourself hours of prep time in the morning. Are you kidding yourself?
Parents drive their kids to school because they're afraid. They're afraid. They just want to protect
I don't know about you
kids.
guys, but I spent $100 like we used to spend 20, so it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That's what the bus pass used to cost. Though.
But
I spent 1,000 like I used to spend 100.
But speaking of fear, because the school where your son is going, although it's a private school, it's a good school. You also you kind of you're going through like a shady part of town. That district. We don't have to say where it is and what school it is.
I don't agree with you.
You don't?
No, he lives in a shadier part of town than there.
I don't think so, bro. No way. No.
Whatever.
No. Look, the it's next to a park, so I mean that's fine where the school is. But to get to that part, you're taking a bus that goes to other schools where other students are taking the same buses, but they're not going to your school. They're going to like other, schools where trouble schools and other part of that same kind of district where I don't know.
So what was your question? Am I worried about that?
If you're scared at all or worried,
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
You know why? I'll tell you why. Because there's so many things to worry about that you don't have the time to start worrying about it. There's too many things. If you start worrying about everything that could go wrong, don't leave your house, live in a bubble, don't do anything, don't go anywhere, don't try anything. In my mind, things don't work like that.
Yeah.
This is what it is. This is the bad stuff. This is the good stuff. Behave like this. You know what? If you give proper instructions and you know what, and hope for the best.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I sincerely believe, like the same wall that keeps everything away or keeps all the bad away is the same wall that will keep opportunity away. You cannot. You can't live in a bubble.
Keeping them always safe will create more long-term harm.
Yeah,
and exposing them to some adversity, man.
Yeah, and I think
if they deal with some stuff, they're gonna have experience in life, and that's it.
Yeah, and let them experience things. And I want to hear about it. What happened today. Like, what's gonna happen if you bring your kid every day to school in your car? Right, the same conversations. Probably it's gonna end up being no conversation because after the 5th, 8th time, 10th time, you say nothing. And you say hi, get in the car, and bye. Have a good day.
It becomes mechanical. It's like, okay,
so
it's like,
But it can be like, what happened today? What happened in the bus? What did you see?
I'm going to give you an example of what you're saying. And I'm going to give you an example of what that evolves to. I was at the airport and I had a good half hour before I had to go through security. So I went out to get a nice last fresh breath of air,
Oh, I thought you were going to say I went to get a slush puppy.
No. It wasn't my cheat day, so
a slush puppy.
So I'm just sitting there, I'm just soaking it in, and I see this kid. He's bigger than me. He's just a giant. He's at least 20 years old. His dad's giving him a ride and takes out his backpack and stuff. And his dad opens the wallet and gives him like $500. And I'm like, fuck, man.
$500.
Yeah. And
what is he buying? Cocaine?
I don't know where he's going. I don't know what he's doing. This is the airport.
Oh, okay, the airport. Sorry, man. I thought it was pocket money.
If I heard probably he was going somewhere for hiking or something natural.
Okay, got it.
Whatever it is, man. First of all, you don't show money at the airport. You should do that at home before you get there.
Anyway, we'll get into. I think it was more than $500, but anyway. And I'm thinking, man, you're 20 years old, man. You couldn't come up with that by yourself. And his father gave him the ride too. And his father helped him put on the backpack. And it's like, do something for your fucking self, man.
Look. The
I pictured my friend with his daughters who drove him to school every day. That's what I pictured when I saw that.
Yeah, but look, we can't just automatically assume that maybe the kid bought his tickets and the father's like, you know what? Here, take some extra money. It's on me. Like, have fun.
He asked for it. I heard him ask for it.
Yeah, Dad can have money.
Can I have that money I asked you for? That's what he said.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, look.
The father wasn't very proud. He just gave it because his reflex was just to give. Okay, sure. Okay.
Yeah. No, but you could easily get consumed, or at least worry about, oh, everyone's doing it. It's what you said before, George. I find that if everyone's doing it, it's probably not a good idea.
Doing what?
Anything.
I'm just saying it's part of his, going to become part of his social life.
Yeah, no. I'm saying something else. I'm just saying it's like a lot of look, we used to say it, and I'm sure our kids are going to say it. Yeah, but he has one. Everyone has one. Yeah, but they have one. But everyone has one. And if you start thinking like that, you're probably doing the wrong thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you listen to your kids saying that everyone has that and I should have it too, and you just give in to that and you just accept that, well, it's probably a bad idea.
No, look, you don't give in right away, but there's a threshold where you could delay it until the furthest point where it's still okay. But then there's a point where you waited too long and then it fractures your relationship with them and it actually hurts them socially.
Yeah.
Maybe I think
look, you're right. You have to be aware of that.
Maybe 14 is your threshold. I don't know if you could go past that.
Oh, you mean we're back to the cell phone now? Yeah. I don't know. I told you, I can be convinced.
If he gets into 15, if he's 15 and he still hasn't had it and he starts Sec 3 without it, he missed the boat.
Look,
he's a hermit for Sec 5. He's not going to have a date for his prom.
No, he's going to have a dog. Don't worry. Don't worry about dates. Don't worry about dates. But I asked him. I'm like, you know what? I'll go to him. I'll get it for you if you give me a good reason why. So I go, don't tell me now. Think about it. And come and say, Baba, I need a phone because of this, and that. And if I think it makes sense, I'll get you one. So he was. His friends
are gonna tell him, just tell him what I told my mom. It's for safety.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, yeah, you know what? You'll always know where I am. I'm like, you see.
Do you really want me to always know where you are?
Yeah.
Alex is going to give him the argument. Okay, go tell your dad this, and this, and that.
I don't think she's going to teach him to lie to his father.
So what's Alex's arguments, though, for the cell phone?
Alex is just that. Look, she agrees with, a kid at 12, 13 years old doesn't need a cell phone.
Yeah.
You don't want him to be texting because they text stupid things anyway. Yeah. You don't want him to be texting while he's playing soccer because he should be playing soccer. You don't want him to be texting while he's at school because he has to be in school, right? The social circle in school is in school. I don't want him to text people at other schools.
Is there a way, and I don't even know this, but is there a way where kids could have kind of like parental control on what they do in the phone, like what apps they could use or not use?
Obsessed with control.
No, but there's everything.
No, I'm just saying, but just to counter Chris's argument where I don't want him texting, you just block texting from like 8 to 5 or something, you know?
So I'm going to get a phone so he can ring whenever I call him?
Or whenever he wants to call you, or I don't know.
Look, I told him, if you need to call because when he goes to me, well, you could always know where I am. And he's like, he's proud of himself, right? He came up with that argument. He's like, oh, I got my dad. He's going to get me a phone. And I go to him, doesn't matter, man. All your friends have a phone. So you just tell them, can I call my dad? So he's like, yeah, but it's not the same.
What's different?
It doesn't have the flash.
Exactly. There you go. So it's the wrong reason. Like, let me see. You didn't come up with a good reason. The tracking is not an issue. I'll find you. If I need to find you, I'll find you. Don't worry about it. We'll find you. You know? So I'm still waiting. I haven't gotten a better reason.
When did he start asking? Because mine has been asking me for a year already.
What are you talking about, man?
Wow. No. He's been asking since grade 6, end of grade 6. So it's been a few months.
Since grade 1. He told me, one day he just walks in, Baba, you have an old phone? I'm like, who the hell you been talking to? You realize that an old phone is a tablet, right?
That's what happens with old cell phones. They get passed down.
That's how his friend ends up with 2.
But it's funny with your son, like end of grade 6, like he's already preparing for high school. He's like, okay, let me get it now. I'm all set, you know, next year, big year, going to high school. Yeah.
And he's trying. He's like, it was my birthday and I got some money. Can I buy a cell phone with that? Yeah. So he's always trying. He's trying to find a way. He's like,
look, if it's his money, man, what are you going to do? You're going to tell him no.
Yeah, because even if it's his money, he can't spend it all.
Does he have a tablet?
I had a tablet. I gave it to my mom. Wait, look. I have a tablet. I had one. I gave it to Gerasimo. He gave it back to me. I gave it to my mom. My mom uses it now. She has little games that she plays on. So now it kind of circulates. It's everyone's.
It's the community iPad.
It's everyone. Now Maria uses it too a little bit.
But he doesn't need one. I mean, if he has a computer, if he's getting a laptop, I mean, you know.
You could text on that thing.
You see, that's the difference with a necessity.
But on a laptop, you can text on a laptop. You can download whatever, WhatsApp,
whatever, all these things. No, but that's what I was going to say. That's the difference with a necessity, a need, and a want. It's not a necessity. It's not really a need. It's a want.
Yeah.
And it's like at this point, you know what I mean?
It's 100% that, man.
It's
everyone around him is going to have one, and it's peer pressure. At this point, it's peer pressure. It's like, fuck, everyone has one.
Yeah, but it's not a good lesson to start dealing with peer pressure from there. It's like, look, it's okay. It's okay if you don't have one.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's just like the older, it's what George said, because the older they get, that pressure, like the need becomes greater than anything. You know?
Yeah. Look, if you start like George said before, if he starts hating me, whatever. That's why I didn't say I'm closed. I didn't say it's 100% no. Yeah. I could be sold, but not yet.
For the right reason.
Yeah. And it's not yet. He's not there yet. I tell him no, and he laughs. He's like, oh.
You're not at the end of your threshold. You're still good.
He knows it's a game.
No, but he's still young. So at his age, they're still childish. There's other ways for them to entertain themselves.
Let me see,
But I agree with Chris also, Ben. I agree with Chris also in the sense that the minute you get that phone, it's like you're crossing a whole other into a whole other universe now, right? Like you have everything, like you're gonna lose the kid completely, like the YouTube, the this, the that, all the apps. Yeah, like their face is gonna be consistently in that fucking phone. Yeah. Like sometimes I find that I'm obsessive. Imagine a 12-year-old. Are you kidding me?
And you know what? And I've been testing with a few things. Like he goes to Jerry Park, right? He goes to Jerry Park and he goes to practice by himself. He's been going to practice by himself for a long time. So last time, what happened is he had finished his practice and one of his friends was starting a game. He found a phone. He found a guy we knew in common, and he called me, and I got a text. I got a text from that phone saying, "Look, I'm going to stay and watch my friend's game. I'll be home at 9:30."
Yeah.
Now, what I did is I said, "Okay, fine." I called my dad. I'm like, "You know what? Are you biking? What are you doing?" I'm like, "Go check. Go check." No. I said, "My dad, go check." He went and checked. So I'm sitting on the stands watching the game. Fine. So it's like he needed to call me. He found a way.
Yeah, that's fun.
You know what I mean? It's like, look, I'm testing a couple of things and I'll see. And you know what? Maybe the phone will come next year by saying, "Hey, you know what, man? You did well. I'm proud of you. You did everything right. You know what? Here's a phone for you."
Maybe.
But it can't be. It can't, you know what? I'm against. Like he asked for it. Like I'll get it. I'm against that. It can't be that easy either.
Yeah, maybe you can set that as an objective, man. Say, look, man, make sure your grades are good, like until Christmas or whatever. You know what I mean? And we'll see maybe in the next year.
Yeah, like sleep with 4 girls before December, and we'll see. Whatever. Joke.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a hard little obstacle for all of us to cross when we get there, because we all pretty much feel the same about it. I think George is a little bit loose because he wants to own every aspect of his daughter's lives.
I think George is going straight to the chip.
Here, babe. Yeah, here, baby. I got you a nice tracker. Little bracelet. Yeah, I got you nice earrings. You cannot take these out.
George is gonna have the chip, the tracker. Is gonna have a drone. There's gonna be remote control like this.
Did you guys hear about the fucking Bitcoin hack? 650 mil.
Yeah, man.
They really completely tanked the whole system.
Oh wow.
That's look. I don't know much about cryptocurrencies. In fact, I don't understand anything.
We've had hours of conversations, guys, with you guys and other people too, and I know zero.
Yeah, no, I don't know any of it. It's just, but one thing that kind of keeps coming up from all these conversations I've had is that it's the most secure thing. Right, it's safe. It's the most secure
until a pirate figures it out.
Yeah, exactly. Until you get hacked, and it's not the first time. Bitcoin has been hacked before.
But 650 million.
Don't forget, Bitcoin is Bitcoin, which is a cryptocurrency, decentralized kind of system. But it's not. Bitcoin is not really the technology. The technology is the blockchain.
The blockchain. Yeah.
It's the ledger in which all the transactions are recorded on.
Yeah, it's not only Bitcoin, by the way, that got hacked. It's like a bunch of cryptocurrencies that were part of. I don't know exactly what platform.
And yeah,
it was basically $650 million worth of cryptocurrency.
And it's like, how does it work? Like when that happens in your bank, you call the bank and you say, "Look, I don't know what you're going to do, but this is going to go back into my account."
The bank
with Bitcoin, what do you get? You can't reach anyone. First of all, the guy who came up with it has disappeared.
Must be insured.
I don't know. I don't own Bitcoin. I wish I had.
Guys, it depends, because and again, I'm not an investor. I'm not an expert. So whoever's listening to this, don't take this. No,
whoever's listening to it and hears that we're saying something wrong, like he can comment.
We don't understand it fully.
But what I'm thinking is that because from what I understand is that you can invest in Bitcoin, and because it's so like encrypted and whatever, like nobody sees that money. Like it could be undeclared, like, you know what I mean? You can have it elsewhere. If that gets hacked and you lose that money, it's gone. But I'm assuming that if you're investing in Bitcoin and then you're transferring that into another investment account, then if it's part of a secured bank infrastructure,
I don't think it works like that, man. Bitcoin is a tough one, man. Bitcoin, first of all, Bitcoin is not really a currency. It's not a currency yet. It's a method of payment. It's an asset. It's
redeemable in currency. It could be exchanged for currency, and then you.
Yeah, but not everyone accepts it, right? So it's like you have to find somebody that accepts it. Like China just banned Bitcoin, so you cannot do any transaction in China with Bitcoin, and I think India is following soon.
But they have their own cryptocurrency. That's why.
I don't know. I'm just saying that with Bitcoin, it's very complicated. It's too new. It could be, and it's almost like, every time there's a first, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the one that's going to succeed. Like Facebook succeeded, but MySpace didn't. You know what I mean? It'll take time for the technology to get better and get improved. So there's a lot of speculation on this, but it's not a currency yet. A lot of people are buying it because they think they're going to sell it to somebody else who's going to buy it at a higher value. And so what happens is you have a bunch of millionaires and billionaires right now that can't even afford their own homes. They became billionaires with Bitcoin, and they live downstairs at their mother's basement. Yeah, that's what happened with Bitcoin. And it's like you can't exchange it. Or, you know what? You're waiting for somebody to buy it.
Wow.
It's a tough one. And governments are not going to let that happen. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things on Bitcoin, man. And there's a lot of opinions on it.
I'm sure, again, we don't know, but I'm sure there are ways for you to transfer that in currency, and obviously you're going to get taxed or whatever, and have it kind of in an investment account.
Oh yeah, you mean like a cap? Yeah, like once you've made money from your Bitcoin, it's a capital gain, and you get taxed for that.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that today you cannot go and say anywhere you want, I want to buy a car. Here's Bitcoin. Not everyone accepts it.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
So it's still an asset. You understand? It's like an asset. It's a method. It's a method of payment. It's not a currency yet, because currency is not money, right? Yeah. Currency is like legal tender. It's a paper that says, "Look, I have a note that is redeemable with real value." It's just people don't want to carry gold everywhere, which is the real money. Anyways, now there's actually even the money now is not backed by any. It's fiat money now, because we're off the gold standard, right?
Right.
So it's like, even the money.
Basically, it's just a point system. That's what it is.
Yeah, and most of the money in the world is digital right now. It's just entries. It's a database in your bank,
and it comes through debt.
Yeah. So the Bitcoin is a tricky one, but it doesn't mean that you can't make money from it. Well, I don't know now, but if you came in early in the game. What is a Bitcoin now? 46 grand. What is it at now?
It's close to 50 grand.
50 grand.
A bit under. But I don't know since the hack if it's still there.
It's a little under 50 grand, or I don't know what it is now. Maybe it dropped in value.
And there's people. There's people that are. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, there's people that are saying that it's going to go to 130,000 by, I don't know, in the next 5 years, and then it's going to go to a couple of million. They know that the last Bitcoin is going to be mined in 2034, something like that. That was the date, and they're limiting the whole amount to 21 million. So you're not going to have more than 21 million Bitcoins are ever going to be put in existence. And then you have the people that are saying this is air, is just you want people to just trust that this is what's going to be used as currency, right? And then you have a lot of the people that are saying this is the future, no matter what. This is what it is. Forget gold. Forget the gold standard. Forget Bretton Woods that happened. Forget Nixon that took it out in 1971. So there's a lot of opposing views on this, and no one really knows where it's going to go. But then you have the younger guys that are like, "Hey, man, you're too old. You know what I mean? Forget how the old people thought. This is new money. Come on, man. Yeah." And then there's the older guys that are saying, "Hey, look, what is this? This means nothing. Like, what is a Bitcoin? It's air."
I knew some guys that this is a couple of years ago. This is back in 2016 or 17, somewhere there. I knew some guys that they told me, "Oh, you should do this and Bitcoin," and it was, the whole hype was starting. And I was like, "Fuck, I don't know, man." And Bitcoin was $3,000 at that time. I remember, and I'm like, $3,000. Fuck, it's a lot of money. Fuck, $3,000. Like, I don't even understand. I don't even know what the hell it is. I'm like, forget it. And you look back now, it's nearly $50,000,
bro. You would have made $47,000.
Yeah, that $3,000 is nothing now, right?
No, but that is speculation. You know what I mean? And it's like, what happens if tomorrow people decide that Bitcoin is not worth anything? You have a bunch of people holding Bitcoin. There's no people to buy it. So it's going to drop to zero. What are you going to do with it? Yeah. But what happens if it goes to 1 million? Not only that, what happens if it becomes the new currency and it gets adopted by everyone? And this is how we do transactions now. And you don't have inflation, right? You don't have you don't have monetary policy, nothing. You don't need the bank anymore. If you want to make a transaction, there's positives and negatives. And if you hear debates on this stuff, it's like, man, both sides make sense. Yeah. And it's always the younger guys versus the older guys.
What we're talking about now with Bitcoin is probably the equivalent of like our parents and like Nintendo. It's like, what is that? What's going on? This is the future. Everybody's gonna be on this shit. It's like this is
actually a better analogy.
It's more like our parents trying to understand the stock market.
Internet.
Yeah, it's like the internet, right? What do you mean an email? What do you mean an email? What is an email?
The stock market has existed now.
No, but I said it's like our parents trying to understand.
I think they understood. It's just they never invested in it because they just.
But think about it this way.
Our parents are the generation where I need cash stashed somewhere in the house because the bank is going to screw me over.
Well, yeah, but you know what? Bitcoin that's what it is. It can be. Look, it's anti-inflation or inflation-free, right? And you know what? You can never get confiscated. Never mind the new hack. The new hack is something else they're going to figure out, but it can't be confiscated by government, right? And there's no inflation. So you can never print more money and put more money in the market, which will decrease the value of it.
Right.
So that's what that's the big benefits of it. But what I was going to say is like the analogy is more the internet. Picture pre-internet when people like, I'm sending a fax and it's like, I sent it. The guy gets it the other side or a letter. It's physical.
Send a letter to my sister in fucking Greece.
That's
she gets it like 2 weeks later.
It doesn't matter, but she gets it and she can hold it in her hands. Yeah. So now you come along and you tell the guy, I'm going to send you an email. And the guy's like, what is that? Am I going to receive it? And you're like, no, it's going to stay on your computer. Yeah, but where does it go? Don't worry where it goes. It's somewhere.
Yeah. You're right. My father still gets impressed every time because he has an email. He has an email account. He still hasn't understood how to use like every time he has to send something, he calls me and goes, "Oh, remind me again how to do this." So I go, compose. Okay, write it. It took him time to understand that you don't have to type the whole thing. Like you can just write it on Word and then we can attach it, like that. It took time for him to understand it. And then he still today gets amazed every time you press send and it goes. And like, I expect the question, like, okay, so they got it now. They got it. You got it. You got it.
You know what amazes me, George?
He's like, I don't understand.
When I hear older people,
like you just did it.
Yeah, George, what amazes me is when I hear older people call long distance and they still scream on the phone.
They still yell. They're
yelling.
They still ask if they can be heard.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
So
that's what it is, man. Bitcoin is just that.
That's so funny.
So what you're basically saying is we have to just jump on board, man, because
look,
we're gonna miss out.
Yeah,
We
but
have
50,
we have to. Things it always goes to the new shit. It never stays
well,
with
50
the old.
grand. Like you're not gonna spend 50 grand, but maybe you can get like I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
fractional.
a-
You
like
don't
a
have to buy
tenth.
one Bitcoin.
Yeah,
You could buy
like a
1/10.
Yeah, or 1/10 of a Bitcoin or something.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to miss out. You know what, man? I'm like, no, why not put maybe 2 grand, 5 grand, whatever. Everyone I've been talking to lately, it's like, okay, I got this, I got that. It's like, fuck, I'm the only one that doesn't have any Bitcoin. I had the opportunity. I actually had the opportunity when there was somebody that owed me money because of a transaction and said, you know what, can I pay you with Bitcoin? And I said, no.
You're like, what the fuck is Bitcoin?
Yeah, well, Bitcoin.
Give me my money.
Give me my money. Bitcoin.
Give
What is
me my
that?
money.
What is that? Yeah, it's like, what do we do? Go play arcades?
Yeah, but it's not only Bitcoin. There's like tons of them out there.
Yeah,
There's,
Ethereum, Monero. There's a lot. It's just that you know what, man? It's like I'm knocking my head because even if it's speculative, even if it doesn't become anything, even if it's a bubble, which it's possible that it's a bubble.
Yeah.
If there's still room to make some money, why not?
Yeah, why not?
You know what I mean? It's like, why not?
Yeah, I need to polish up my knowledge on investments because I honestly don't know shit about nothing. Nothing. I need to start reading some stuff or
Everything's on YouTube, man.
Yeah.
Let's not get my knowledge for now. It's like debate. I don't even want to hear one side. I want to hear a debate. I want to hear arguments on every side of the story.
Yeah.
Go for it. You know, you watch 3, 4, 5.
Because you have the biggest investment brain in the world, Warren Buffett, that comes out and says, don't even touch Bitcoin. Don't touch it.
Yeah, but you have other guys that say do it.
Yeah, but are you going to, you have one guy he's like the man. He's, what do they call him? The Oracle
of Omaha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he must know what he's talking about, this guy.
Yeah, but don't forget, he's the same guy that when he first saw email, he was like, what is this?
I'm not sure about that.
What I'm saying is he's that old. He's a value investor. He's an investor that reads hundreds and hundreds of financial statements. He read the book by Bill Graham called The Intelligent Investor. He's a classical value investor. And he's older now. So maybe he doesn't see, and he might be right. It might be a bubble, but it doesn't mean that you cannot make money from it. There's people that made money. There's people that bought Lamborghinis because they invested in Bitcoin early on. Mm. The real debate between Bitcoin is it's not whether you can make money from it. You could definitely make money or lose money like any other investment. It's what's the future of Bitcoin? Yeah. Is this going to be the new method of payment? Is this going to be
the long term is the scary thing.
That's right. What's the long term? What's the long term future of Bitcoin? Forget if it's going to make money or not. That's if you buy today and it goes to 70 grand, you made money. Yeah. If you buy today at 50 grand, let's say, and it goes down to 3,000 and you hold it, and then in 10 years it's back to $1 million, you make money.
I still don't understand what the fuck a blockchain is, and I don't want you to even try.
the blockchain is very simple, man.
No, it's not.
Very, very simple.
I still don't understand how it's worth 50 grand.
That's a different story. That's the market. That's because people are willing to
how
it's supply and demand.
Worth 50 grand to them?
Because if you see a price tag of 50 grand and 1 million people purchase, that's going to drive the price up. That means people want it. If nobody wants it and people start dumping it, and then it's going to go down because people don't value it.
What are they doing with it?
Well, a lot of people store it. A lot of people buy things. Somebody bought a pizza with it. The first transaction was a pizza. Somebody spent I don't know how much money to buy a pizza. And there's new, it's going into commerce too. A lot of merchants are actually accepting it. But no, let me rephrase. Not a lot. Some merchants are accepting it. But the blockchain is very simple, man. It's like, let's say I want to send you a Bitcoin. Let's say me and you want to do a transaction and you want to sell me something. You want to sell me a drum kit and I pay you in Bitcoin. The blockchain it's going to register that into a ledger, but it's not centralized because everybody can see it. It's just that the transaction is cryptographic. You're going to have a bunch of numbers and a bunch of codes that's going to say X sent Y to Z, but it's there and everybody can see it. So we always know how many Bitcoin exists. So that's the blockchain. That's the technology. It's a graphic technology which acts like a ledger, like an Excel sheet. That's all it is. Yeah. And that's what most people consider the technology. That's what the value is.
I can't, in my brain, it won't translate into value. Financial,
It's late.
It will never translate into financial value. I can't see it.
I know. Yeah. I know. You're right. It's hard to see, because money, at least, is money.
It's based on an old system, and this is it just evolved into what it is now. We already understood it. We know it just helps us keep score.
Yeah. But a lot of people are saying that's what's going to happen.
I find it interesting. Even though I don't understand it, which is why for a couple of years now, like, it's piqued my curiosity to just learn about it, and I just haven't got into it, but I just want to.
There's a lot of guys on it, man. There's so many guys. Just go Bitcoin explanation, and you're going to have at least 1,000 hours on it. And you know what? There's guys like Peter Schiff, the guy from what's his name, Euro something. He's the gold man. He's a gold investor. He sells gold, and he's obviously a gangster. But then you have a new guy that comes in, a younger guy, like one of those software engineers. That's all he knows is algorithms and codes. That says no, you should buy because of this, and that. And it's like he'll tell Schiff, gold is dead. Throw it away. It's worth nothing.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
But it's still not true, because countries still own gold. Like China owns a lot of gold. Canada owns gold. You need it. You know what I mean?
Just for technology, you need it.
Because think about it, right? Let's say one day something happens for whatever reason, right? And money is no longer money anymore. Currency is no longer money, meaning the dollar bill is worth nothing, zero. Nobody wants it anymore, right? And I don't know if you've done that, but let's say you go to another country and you give a Canadian dollar. Nobody's going to take that. To them, it's not valuable.
Yeah.
They don't want it.
The bank.
So the bank might take it, because they're in the business of money. But for trade, if you want to buy something with another person, it won't work. They won't take your cash.
It depends, though. It depends. Because if you show up with American dollars, everyone takes them.
Well, less and less.
Yeah.
Less and less. Anyway, but let's say money disappears. You're going to have to find a way to exchange value. And it's not going to be at your couch. It's not going to be pillows. It's not going to be coffee grains. You're going to have to go to something precious, which is some kind of metal, a precious metal, right? Gold, right?
Yeah.
That's why gold has value. And for 3,000 years, it was used as the gold standard. The gold standard meant that you had $1, and if you exchanged that $1, you would get an ounce or whatever the value was of gold. But in 1971, Richard Nixon took the U.S. off the gold standard. But at that time, the U.S. dollar was the reserve currency in the world. So you would count how many Canadian dollars, what are they worth in relationship to the American dollar? What is the euro worth to the American dollar? But now that the U.S. is printing many, many dollars, it's inflating the dollar. So a lot of investors are saying, forget this. This is worth nothing. That's why wealth is in real estate. Wealth is an investment. Mm-hmm. Wealthy people don't save cash, because cash loses money, right? It loses value.
Assets.
People invest in assets, in brick that appreciates. Anyway.
Yeah. That's a conversation for another time. We're gonna. I
think I might be more confused now than before.
Yeah. Thank you all for tuning in. Stick around, follow us, subscribe. There's a lot of stuff that we're working on that will be dropping on YouTube and on all the other platforms. Thank you so much. Have a good night, and we will see you all on the next episode. Take care, guys.
Try Stratos Pizza.
Bye. Stratos.